Hi, can you guys see me and hear me? Hi, Wednesday. I see you, girl. Let me know. Tipsy? ATS? I don't even know if you guys can hear me now. You're like, Melly, get it together. Oh, I appreciate you, ATS new. What's up? Hi, everybody. What's today, Wednesday? Ooh, happy hump day. I've had a week. I want to talk about like my feelings and stuff, but we're gonna wait for Melly After Dark, and we can do that on Melly After Dark tonight. Today we're gonna talk about Mia Campos. I covered her before about a week ago on my channel. She is from Loganville, Georgia, and she is a 16-year-old girl who was 7 months pregnant, and her ex-boyfriend is the accused individual responsible for her death. Her body was found in the woods on July 15th. 7 months pregnant. She left on at 10:30 p.m. at night to go with him to get some quote-unquote food, and she was found deceased the next day in the woods. So his name is Jesus Monroy, and he has been arrested for malice murder amongst other charges. I covered those documents on the live I did about 6 weeks ago. So if you want to, it was the bond warrant and then the release warrant. So you can go back there and view those. And today I got the autopsy report. I'm not really sure how many people have seen this or if many people are even talking about this case. I heard about it from Vinny at Court TV, so I wanted to cover it. I've been interested in it, and I've already covered it once before, and so now I got the autopsy report, and I figured it's going to be brutal, but he is out on bond. So I feel like if someone like that is living amongst us, like, we need to talk about it then, right? And we need to see what she experienced. And I kind of looked over this autopsy report. We'll probably skip some parts that are like super detailed and just from like the books, but for the most part, we are going to cover it. It's a couple pages long. I think we'll get through it pretty fast. I'm a fast reader. If you haven't been here before, welcome. My name is Melly. This is a true crime channel and just good vibes. I do true crime mostly during the day, and then at night we do Melly After Dark, which is just like alive, you come hang out, we're going to talk about life and real stuff. But my true passion is true crime. I love true crime, and I've been involved with true crime in YouTube since 2011. And you know, I'm new to YouTube, so there's controversy as well. With me being new on YouTube, I do go by Mod Melly, so I mod for many channels. And as I'm going into starting my own channel, I feel like, you know, there's a lot of things changing and a lot of things been going on. And I'm very open on Melly After Dark. So if you can't handle Melly After Dark, that's okay. I'm here for true crime during the day and most of the time. So let's review Mia Campos. I want to say hi to everybody who's here. Just Good friends, I see. Good friends, I see. Wednesday. Hello, beautiful Wednesday. I see ATS News. If you don't follow ATS News, she's a great friend. She has a true crime channel, and I help her mod over there, and she's a great friend here. So follow her. Love her. She's great. So fun. And she knows a lot about a lot of the cases that we are super interested in, like the Soto case and the Watts case. I've mentioned her here before. So she's a very good friend. Do her good because she deserves it. And then we have beautiful Gracie. Hi, Gracie. Rachel. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Paul. Okay, some good faces. I recognize you guys. Okay, cool. You know, I figured there wasn't, I kind of went, I've been going through some personal stuff, which we can talk about on Melly After Dark. And so I didn't know if I wanted to go live, but I got this document and I figured, hey, you know, I don't know how many people have it. And I want to share it with like my other friends, like ATS News, and come here and like share it with you guys. If no one else has it. Hey, just so you went, ooh, look who's in the house. YouTube streets. All right, I'm flattered. I'm done. All right, I'm ending this live. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to YouTube streets. Appreciate you for being here. Truly. That means a lot. Hi, Deborah, Dee. I'm happy you're here. I'm happy you're here. I know there's so many other great people going on live right now. You know what I mean? Like, so if you're into the case, cool. If not, let me introduce you to it. Wednesday says, girl, every YouTuber has controversy. You just got a head start. Wednesday, Melly After Dark tonight. Let's talk. I always get a little, it's different on Melly After Dark. You know, I feel like here's true crime and I want to focus on the case at hand. I love true crime. We all experience true crime. We've all been a victim of something, right? Whether it's trauma, bullying, etc. Many things that we all go through in life. And I'm very open to that. And I want to talk about it more on my channel. I'm far from perfect. Let me tell you that I've made my mistakes. But when I come here during the day and talk about cases like this, I want you guys to accept it. It's brutal sometimes, but like I said, this guy is out on bond. So I feel like we should definitely cover this, right? 99 pink balloons. Augie's here. Augie Gemini is a great friend, a great friend. Witch, beautiful witch. Hello. YouTube says I love it. Come back. But you know, I just want to be transparent with you guys too. Like, as this is just like my personal space, my channel. I mod for a lot of places on YouTube. That's going to be changing here soon. And that's something we can talk about Melly After Dark, but we're going to get into this document for now. Wednesday says, I really want to have that discussion, but I have to work tonight. Maybe we can revisit. Yes. I don't know what time I'm going to be going live tonight, Wednesday. So if you can make it, that would be great. If not, I need to find a way to contact you other than the obvious places that we've been, right? So I am going to pull up the document. You guys let me know if you guys can see it. Bear with me. I'm trying to like, hey Bree, thanks for being here. Good to see you here. Okay, so we are reviewing Mia Campos. Like I said, I have a live on her before with the other legal documents, bond release, etc. I just got a hold of the medical examiner report, her autopsy. I have a lot of respect for her, and I feel for this case. She's a Hispanic girl. She's, you know, 17 years old. She was found deceased in the woods at 7 months pregnant, and that's brutal. But it's, he's released on bond, and that's why I want to like talk about it, because I feel like, why is he even released on bond? Like, that's a danger walking amongst us, right? And the people who live near him. So I feel like we need to talk about it. And I kind of looked over the document. It's a little brutal. I'll skip some parts that, you know, get into the like science part of it and the like back the footnotes. Just so you guys know, I am a major in biomedical science. So when a lot of this stuff comes up, that's why I find it interesting. It's kind of what I do. So let's talk about it. I feel like not many people know about this. I don't know. I haven't seen many people talk about it, but I was like, okay, I got the autopsy. This is the big deal. Like, It's a couple pages long. We'll get through it. I'm a pretty fast reader. And then tonight y'all can come back from 𝐸𝑯 after dark and we can have like a little catch up on our personal life and hang out. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. So this is Mia Campos. This autopsy was done on July 16th and her body was found on July 15th. So it was literally the next day. And it says the 16-year-old Hispanic female reportedly was 7 months pregnant and had left her residence to go to Quick Trip. The subject reportedly did not return home and her phone was traced. The subject's father reportedly found her dead on a footpath in the woods. And that's just the general information. The date, place, and time of examination. Under the provisions of the Georgia Death Investigation Act, an autopsy is performed in the Gwinnett County Morgue on Tuesday, July 16, 2024, commencing at 13:20 hours with the assistant forensic technician blank and medical examiner blank. Present for the examination are investigators Aurora and Carter of the Gwinnett County Police Department Homicide Unit. I'm going to say blank just because I don't want to just speak their names. I just want to leave it that way, but these are public documents. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I just feel I'm more comfortable with that. But you guys can see it and you guys can access these if you contact the correct court and county. I just got these documents this morning, so I was very, intrigued. Let's move on. Presentation, clothing, and personal effects. The body is received in supine position in a black disaster bag. Encircling left ankle is an identification tag exhibiting 24G-1255 Mia Campos. Date of birth, blank. The body is received with the left upper extremity flexed at the elbow and with the left hand over the left lower chest. The right lower extremity is externally rotated. Pine straw is in the hair. A rare brown leaf and twig with an attached briar are in the disaster bag. Associated with the body are the following items, which are arranged in the following manner. Appropriately positioned on the right foot is an ankle-length two-tone pink sock with Disney printed on the sole. The sole of the right sock is clean. It is not soiled with dirt. Number 2, pulled down slightly off of the hips, covering the pelvis and the bilateral lower extremities, is a pair of navy blue pajama bottoms, which have an elastic waistband. The drawstring is loosely looped, but it is not tied. The fly is buttoned. These pajama bottoms have repetitive multicolored depictions of various quote-unquote Pokemon characters. Some particulate dirt and pine straw are on the bottoms. The pockets are empty. And when we review reports here, we like to just talk about it. That's why I'm here to do it. So I like to check in with you guys every once in a while because, this case is like really sad. Let's move on. Presentation, clothing, and personal effects. Number 3, encircled the right ankle is a beaded elastic anklet, which primarily has beads with interspread yellow, red, and two-tone blue beads. A yellow bead exhibits a smiley face. Number 4, appropriately positioned over the pelvis and hips is a pair of panties which have a black background, red strawberries and white flowers with pink centers. The waistband is black. Left pink is on the script in a repetitive fashion and black against the black background of the waistband. Number 5, encircling the wrist is a red string bracelet which has interspersed beads which are black, blue, and white, and a dark stripe blue. These beads have an eyeball type appearance. A white metal pendant of handsaw hand has an inset bead. Number 6, encircling the 4th digit of the left hand is a yellow metal ring which has a crown-shaped appearance with a copper-colored 15-inch in the center. This ring is studded with multiple clear, colorless stones. Number 7, encircling the 2nd digit of the left hand is a thin yellow metal ring which has a center rectangular, clear, colorless stone. Each side has spaces for 3 small, clear, colorless stone. 2 are on one side and 1 is on the other. Appropriately positioned over the upper torso is a short-sleeved V-necked navy blue Dallas Cowboys jersey with 79 on the front and back, as well as over the shoulder. On the back of the jersey is Miriam. No smear dirt is on the back of this garment. Positioned with the lowermost pierced effect of each earlobe is a yellow metal earring which has a horseshoe-shaped appearance. Between the two ends of the horseshoe is a floral-shaped setting which has a central red stone and is surrounded by 9 clear colorless stones. One of the clear colorless stones is missing from the left earring. The backing for the left earring has a great discoloration. Within the uppermost pierced defect of the right earlobe is a post-styled earring which has a square, clear, colorless setting. Positioned on the upper right lid is a fake eyelash. The corresponding eyelash from the upper left eyelid is absent. Encircling the neck are 2 yellow metal stone necklaces. One of the necklaces has a metal pendant of an M, which has multiple inset colorless stones. The M is wearing a 5-pointed crown, which has inset clear colorless stones. The other necklace is a thinner and has an oval yellow metal pendant of a religious figure and a yellow metal pendant of a girl, which has a round clear colorless stone over her abdominal area. Appropriately positioned over her breast is a blue-gray bra. Left pink is on the band encircling the chest. We're going to move on. Thank you. Who are you talking about, Paul? Who's a great channel? YouTube Streets? Absolutely. Go follow them if you don't. I saw them here in chat. Great people, great channel. And ATS News is great too. Yeah, let's move on, right? This is sad. She was 7 months pregnant. Let's move on. So it says, evidence of medical intervention. 3 EKG pads are on the torso. External examination. This is unwhelmed, normally developed, adequately nourished, gravid body of a teenage. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second. Can you guys still hear me? I just want to make sure you can still hear me. Someone called my phone and I'm like, why are you calling me? So let's move on. This is the unwhelmed, normally developed, adequately nourished, gravid body of a teenage Hispanic female appearing consistent with the reported age of 16 years, measuring 65 inches in length and weighing 125 pounds. The body has been refrigerated and is cold to the touch. Rigor mortis is moderate to full within the bilateral lower extremities and is mild within the bilateral upper extremities. Largely fixed violet red tinged liver mortis is dorsally positioned except in regions exposed to pressure, blanching in some areas with firm pressure and appearing fixed in other areas. A few scattered ants, both living and dead, are on the body. The head is normocephalic and is free of palpable calvareal and facial fractures. The soft tissues of the head and face are non-dimensionous. However, numerous particular hemorrhages are over the forehead, each cheek, and the chin. Particular hemorrhages extend over the scalp into the hairline. The matted scalp hair is brown to auburn with lighter colored ends containing pine straw. The scalp hair attains a maximal outstretched length of 17 inches over the vertex. The ears are normally formed and set. Each earlobe has 2 pierced defects. The eyebrows are contoured. Particular hemorrhages affect the skin of the upper and lower eyelids. The corneas are clear and the irids are hazel. Confluent bulbar conjunctivular hemorrhage involves the inferior and medial left eye and the inferior right eye. A couple of the splotchy areas of the bulbar conjunctival hemorrhage involve the medial right eye and the superlateral right eye. Particular hemorrhages involve the palpebral conjunctiva and of upper and lower lid. The nose is normally formed and the left nasal ala has 2 pierced defects. Some blood-tinged fluid is in the right nostril. The teeth are natural and are in average state of repair. Wire braces with green rubber spacers are on upper and lower teeth. The tip of the tongue is clenched between the maxillary dentition. The lips and gums are atraumatic and are free of discrete lesions. Intraoral particular hemorrhages are not appreciated. The trachea is palpated with anterior midline of the externally autotraumatic neck, and the neck is free of palpable masses. The chest is symmetrical, is normally developed, and it is atraumatic. There are no palpable fractures of the clavicle, sternum, or ribs. Sorry guys, those are big words for like this report. It's very sad. I know. Let's just get through it. She doesn't deserve to be out on bond. The breasts are symmetrical and are atraumatic. Each breast has a palpable densities with palpable firm fixed masses with palpable Palpation of the breast, clear, slightly yellow tinged fluid exudes. The gravid abdomen is slightly protuberant of the fetus and is papillated 9 centimeters above the umbilicus. The superior umbilicus exhibits a piercing. A linea nigra is within the anterior midline of the abdomen. The external genitalia are those of a normally developed adult female. Some creamy white fluid excludes from blank. There are no other lesions or acute injuries of the external blank, introitus perineum, or blank. Through the blank, the fetus is palpated. No other foreign material or masses are palpated within or through the vagina. There is no palpable axillary or inguinal adenopathy. The bilateral upper extremities are symmetrical. They're normally developed and are atraumatic except for continuous injuries consistent with the post-mortem insect activity and injuries of the left hand. A non-hemorrhagic cutaneous disruption is on the post-lateral, I want to make sure you guys can see it, is on the post-lateral right upper arm and is consistent with post-mortem insect activity. There is no evidence of a recent or remote intravenous drug use. On the dorsum of the left forearm is a slightly scabbed non-hemorrhagic cutaneous disruption. A punctuate cutaneous disruption is on the medial left forearm. An oblique healed cutaneous disruption surrounded by some punctuate and faint discolorations is on the medial left arm. There's no scarring or either on the anterior wrist. The hands are normally formed without the absence of digits. A non-hemorrhagic, slightly scalloped cutaneous disruption is in the intergeneous area between the 4th and 5th digits of the right hand involving the dorsum, consistent with postmortem insect activity. Similar changes are also in the intergeneous area between the 3rd and 4th digits of the right hand. A faint pink discoloration is over the 3rd metacarpal joint and not overly contused. The fingernails of the right hand are on varying lengths, and the fingernails of the left hand are of a uniform length. The longest fingernails are the right thumbnail and the fingernails of the left, which extend 5/16 beyond the distal tips of the digits. The fingernails do not appear to be acutely fractured and have no significant underlying dirt or debris. Slightly stria are over the thighs. The bilateral lower extremities are symmetrical and are normally developed, exhibiting injuries which will be described in a further detail below. The lower legs, ankles, and feet are non-endometrious. The feet are normally formed without the absence of digits. The toenails extend to a maximal length of 3/16 inches beyond the distant tips of the digits. The toenails are covered by a white nail polish. Slightly irregular scalloped disruptions involved in the right mid to lower back and left lower back. These disruptions are consistent with postmortem insect activity. The back is slightly hirsute and there's no evidence of spinal deformity. The buttocks are atraumatic. On the left flank is a slightly hyperkaryotic hyperpigmented nevus. Are you guys keeping up or are you bored because it's like science? I love science, so I can appreciate it. It's interesting, right? That's how they found the body. Hi, crime remember. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Neck. The neck is dissected by Dr. Terry using a step-by-step layer-wise dissection technique. Involving the undersurface of a strap muscle of the medial left side of the anterior neck is the focus of the hemorrhage or contusion, which measures 0.7 centimeters in diameter. No other foci of intramuscular hemorrhages are discerned. The hyoid bone and the laryngeal tracheal cartilages are intact and are not significantly ossified. Their larynx is normally formed and is non-edematous of free obstructive lesions and material. A couple of pieces of softened white yellow material are within their larynx, along with frothy white liquid. Head. Reflection of the scalp in standard intramastorial incision shows a focus of scapular hemorrhages in the right temporal area adjacent to the ear. There's no subgleal hemorrhages. Some splotchy congestion involves the periosteum. Okay, I want to make sure you guys are on the right page. Hi, Kiki. Good to see you here. Thanks for being here. Yes, Gracie, this guy is out on bond. Let's skip some of this like the sizes of the wounds and stuff, we obviously know, let's move on to the external examination. The cavular and basilar skull, or let me make sure you guys can see this. There we go. The cavular and basilar skull are intact. The dura is smooth and the leptomeninges are thin and translucent. There is no epidural, subdural, or subcranial hemorrhage. The 1280 gram brain is diffusely mildly to mildly edematous, showing bilateral uncal grooving with slight prominence of the cerebral tonsils. There's no evidence of atrophy, mass lesions, or abnormal areas of softening. The vessels of the circle of Willis are normally distributed, free of atherosclerosis and aneurysms. There's no lesions of the cortical gray ribbon, white matter, or deep gray matter. The ventricular system is neither dilated nor significantly compressed. The substantia is normally pigmented. The cerebellum and brainstem are normally formed and are free of lesions. The anterior cervical spine is palpably intact and is stable to palpation. The skin and soft tissues of the anterior chest and abdomen are atraumatic. The subcutaneous adipose tissue at the level of the umbilicus measures 1 1/8 inches thickness. The plastron is intact, and upon its removal, each pleural space holds approximately 20 ml of serous fluid. The pericardial sac is intact and holds a physiologic amount of 25 ml of serous fluid. No adhesions are within the thoracic cavities. The diaphragm is intact. No abnormal fluid collections or adhesions are within the peroneal cavity. Extending from the pelvis into the abdomen is a gravid uterus which displaces the intestines. The thoracic and abdominal viscera are otherwise located in the usual anatomic positions and display normal anatomic relationships. These organs are removed using the Virchow technique and follow notable findings that are observed. I'm checking back with you guys. Yeah, blunt force trauma. That's what it was. I'll go back to the first page so you can see the COD. No, he choked her. That's what it was. How much was the bond posted? I thought it was something like $15,000. So it wasn't very much. And he's out on house arrest, which house arrest is like you hang out at home. You can still do everything but leave your house and use substances and go places. So really, like, he is being charged for unaliving the female Mia and the 7-month baby in her body, and he's free on bond, which is wild. Let's move on. The coronary arteries are normally distributed in right dominant fashion and are widely patent throughout their lengths, showing no atherosclerosis. The thoraco-abdominal aorta is intact, gives rise to its major branches in the expected sequence, and is free of atherosclerosis. The trachea is intact, and the mucus of the larynx and trachea is free of lesions. And then it says the right and left lungs weigh 490, 410 grams respectively. Surfaces are smooth. Pericardium is moderately edematous. There's no evidence of consolidation, infarction, neoplasia, or blood aspiration. The pulmonary arteries are normally formed and are free of thromboemboli. The bronchi are normally formed and contain frothy white liquid. We'll probably just skip some of these, like the weights and stuff, and we can just hit the main parts and get to the last few pages. Right, a crime to remember. It's like, why is he out? Honestly, I can't tell you why he's out, but I read that it was because there was an error somewhere made with the case somewhere along the way. So if that's the case, allegedly, that sucks because he shouldn't be out free. Again, I guess guilty until proven innocent, but no, she didn't have a heart attack. Yeah, they did check. So that's, very, Deborah says. I already answered that. I think it was like $15,000 or $20,000. Don't come for me if that's not right, but it was something lower like that. Let's see, the gastrointestinal system. It says the esophagus is intact, is of the usual caliber, and is lined by unremarkable gray tan mucosa. The stomach is intact. The small and large intestines are normal to gross inspection and palpation. The appendix is present and is unremarkable. The pancreas has a tan lobulated pericardium, which is free of masses, calcifications, and fat necrosis. The intact urinary bladder holds 20 ml of yellow urine. There are no lesions of the serosal wall or mucosa of the urinary bladder. I'm going to skip some of these, like the 1 centimeters. I feel like I already feel like I'm kind of being like talking about this, but so I don't want to get like too much into the details. But as you can see, it's just giving you the sizes of the endometrial lining, because we know she was 7 months pregnant, and the placenta, how it's implanted on the posterior wall of the uterine fundus and has an eccentric umbilical cord, which measures 36.5 centimeters and has usual 3 vessels on the cut selection. The placenta measures 19 by 6 by 2 centimeters and weighs 435 grams. On cut section, the placenta shows no infarcts or appreciable areas of hemorrhage. The placenta is free of discrete lesions. The placenta membranes are thin and somewhat gray without appearance of discoloration. It says the thymus, heart, lungs, liver, intestines, kidneys, and urinary bladder appear normally formed and positioned. The intestines are normally rotated. The testicles are descended within the scrotum and are free of palpable masses. So they're talking about how the fetus was 45.3 in head circumference and foot length. So she was having a baby boy. She did name him Sebastian. She was 7 months pregnant. The baby's father is out on bond and he is being charged for the crime. So yes. Yeah, he was a little boy. How sweet. And she named him Sebastian, which is really sad. He shouldn't be out on bond. I know ATS News. Thank you for being here. I know that's probably hard because I know you're kind of you're expecting. So congratulations, but I know this is kind of probably rough. So thanks for hanging around. It says I'm going to skip that part. Just says the pituitary gland, the thyroid gland, and the adrenal glands are not enlarged, are of the usual consistencies, and are free of discrete lesions. The thyroid gland is diffusely dark brown and appearing congested. The axial and epicondylar skeletal system is visible and or palpably intact. The skeletal muscles are symmetrical and are normally developed. Some of these words are just big. Sorry, guys. Okay, this is kind of the page I was looking forward to getting. Summary of findings. So there's evidence of neck compression, florid petechial hemorrhages involving face, petechial hemorrhages affecting conjunctiva, focus of hemorrhage contusion involving strap, muscle of left side of anterior neck, foci of hemorrhage involving each side of tongue, focus of scapular hemorrhage involving right temporal lesion, mild to moderate hydronephrosis of right kidney, intrauterine pregnancy of morphological normal male fetus at gestational age of approximately 38 weeks, slight postpartum insect activity, no evidence of significant pre-existing natural disease processes. And I touched back, so you guys, if you're not aware of the case, like I said, she was found in the woods, face down by her father. She was out with the baby's father, who's allegedly being charged for the crimes. So that's why they keep saying like insect activity, because she was out in the woods, unfortunately. And this is the other procedures. I'm not going to read through everything. I'll just kind of shorten it because I don't want to bore you guys with the science terms. But it says photographs are obtained, routine tissues like the placenta and the umbilical cord, iliac vein, blood, urine, which are all submitted to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation for comprehensive toxicological analysis, including ethanol analysis. The gastric contents are photographed. Items for SEXUAL contact analysis are collected and are held as evidence for the investigating agency. These items include swabs, smears, hairs, swabs from all body parts of her body, fingernails, breast. Basically, they swabbed her entire body. I'm not going to go into the details of that. Let's just move on. We get the gist of it, right? You guys know. I just want to be be respectful. Crime to remember says this trial is going to affect the jury. I wouldn't want to experience this. Right. That's why I was so interested in covering it. I'm like, this is going to be hard because, you know, nobody saw him commit the crime. So I think they might only have like some kind of DNA evidence. But again, he was the father of the baby. So like, I don't know, maybe they were still sleeping together or touching each other, being around each other, or kissing each other, etc. Right. So it would be hard. I'm very interested to how this plays out in court, and I'm sure like our favorite channels are going to be covering it, but I just wanted to cover these documents. Let's move on. A maternal blood specimen is obtained, fetal blood, fetal tissues are obtained, maternal fingerprints, urine, and it's discussed with, you know, certain departments, investigators. They list all of that information. Cause of death, asphyxia due to neck compression. So he choked her. Other significant condition, intrauterine pregnancy at estimated gestational age of 38 weeks. I mean, how horrific. Manner of death is homicide. The opinion, a 16-year-old Hispanic female, Mia Campos, died as a result of neck compression, which interfered with blood flow out of the head, resulting in the development of numerous pinpoint hemorrhages on the subject's face and in her eyes. The subject showed no other evidence of significant acute traumatic injury. There were no external injuries on the neck. The strap muscles at the front of the neck showed a focus of the slight hemorrhage contusion, consistent with the subject having what's somewhat of a broad force across her neck. Slight postmortem insect injuries were noted. The subject showed no evidence of significant pre-existing natural disease processes, but exhibited an intrauterine pregnancy at an estimated gestational age of 38 weeks. The fetus and the associated placenta showed no evidence of significant pre-existing natural disease processes. The fetus had no external or internal morphologic abnormalities. As a subject death was secondary to neck compression inflicted by another, the manner of death is certified as homicide. So we got through that pretty quick just because I kind of skipped through like the science facts, like the centimeters and all of that, but we get the gist of it, right? It's pretty deep case, so, and situation, like the details of it. So it's Mia Campos, date of death is July 15th, manner of death is homicide, cause of death is asphyxia due to neck compression. She was 38 weeks pregnant, and this was done on July 16th, 2024. And he is out on bond, the accused, which is terrifying. Wednesday says, if you can handle stuff about infants, the entomologist mystery was super fascinating. Okay, I'll look into that. Paul T says, like Gabby Petito. Yeah, except Mia was 7 months pregnant. Crime to remember says her death was personal. Yeah, they weren't together. They were broken up. So she was 7 months pregnant, but they weren't in a relationship at the time. And he was just picking her up, I think, to take her to the store to buy something. I guess he would like do that all the time, like pick her up and go get food and stuff, but they weren't actually together. And the parents weren't really a big fan of him. And the day she was found, I guess, you know, he called the dad, like all the details were suspicious because he was really close when she was found. And then when the body was found, he like threw himself on her. And he started doing like a weird hand movement, and people, some were assuming that maybe he was trying to get rid of some kind of evidence, but I feel like that's going to be difficult, like I said earlier, because who knows, maybe they were broken up and still physically touching. So like obviously his DNA would be on her, right? And she's pregnant with his baby. So I feel like that's not why he's left out on bond. But I feel like that matters. He says he didn't want a baby. She should have just been fine with meeting a wasted father like him. But it's significantly proven that violent partners are more violent, especially during pregnancy. You're right. You're right. Allegedly, the father of Mia was going to press charges on him. They were broken up, but I believe when she got pregnant, she was 15, and he was like 19, 20. I believe it was 19 going on 20. So it's considered, I think, statutory rape. And the father wanted to pursue charges, and Mia didn't because she was pregnant. And she was like, I want to work it out with him and like be good, which is understandable. But I feel like that might have been a motive. Like he didn't want to be charged for that, but then he goes and does this, and now he's probably going to go to jail forever or prison. Crimes to remember says, I've buried 3 of my little children. Your life is for nothing is normal. Her parents. I'm sorry, I can't remember to hear that. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, thank you. Just say when 38 weeks is 8.5 months pregnant. Yeah, I'm going by, I thought I had it in my notes at 7 months pregnant because when I researched it, I think in July, I'm not sure, but yeah, you're right. We're going by what the document from the court says. So the medical examiner says 38 weeks. Wednesday says, nice to know someone I can talk about infant cases with because that's understandably a hard boundary for a lot of people, but I like to recognize that there are people who mattered. Absolutely. And it changes a woman mentally and physically, right? For those of you who have gone through that. 99 Pink Balloons says they should pursue charges now. I feel like this will be an interesting, trial that we follow on on our true crime channels, like our favorite true crime channels. So I feel like it's interesting. And I know this report's kind of like, it's like science-based and whatnot, but like I said, it's nice to know what actually happened and like why this human is walking, well, not walking free, but is free out of jail. Yes, her father was on it since day one. Yeah, they did. They did a good, Court TV did a good episode on her, and they interviewed her family. So go. Melanie, what's your email? Wednesday, you can find my email on my main YouTube page. Just go under the About Me section, and it should be listed under there. So yeah, get a hold of me. No, JB3, it's not a death penalty case from what I've heard. And like I said, he's out on bond right now for on house arrest. So he's on house arrest right now until trial. Dee says justice for me and Sebastian, right? Paul says we'll be treated as an adult at 20. Yes, he would be 20 now because this happened on July 15th. So I want to make sure I get my dates correct. I mean, he's out on bond. I find that crazy, and someone says justice for me and Sebastian. I know. Can you imagine how her parents feel to know that someone unalived their daughter and their grandson and he's out on bond? I mean, if you want to talk about comparing house arrest to jail, I can elaborate on that. Like I've known a lot of people who they say like house arrest is better, right? Essentially, because you're not in jail. So he's at home chilling like the villain he is. 38 weeks, I mean, you can basically give birth at that point. So that's pretty messed up. I know. I wonder, like, I feel so bad for her family. That's really sad. I know they were very upset about that when the court happened. So with that being said, we just reviewed the autopsy for Mia Campos. I know I kind of sped through it and I'm a fast reader, but I also don't want to bore you guys, so I appreciate you guys for being here. It's I will continue to keep covering her case. I already covered it a week ago. I did the bond request for him to get bond, and then the approval. And I went over those documents on that live. And like I said, there's Court TV and I think Hidden True Crime have like a really good episode on her. I haven't really seen other creators cover it. So if you do, drop it down below. I haven't seen this anywhere, and I tried to find this on YouTube today, the autopsy report for Mia, and I didn't. So I'm not sure if other people have it, but I did. This is a public document. I did get it from the sheriff's department, the police department. So just so you guys know that, I will list my sources down below. I do Melly After Dark, and that's just like a hangout live. So I will be doing that later tonight. And you know, we just get a little spicier there. Just talk more about personal life. Not, we do talk about true crime, but it's more about just like what's going on in our everyday lives. And something interesting is always going on in my life. So and as you guys know, if you don't, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it there. But come to Melly After Live. It's Melly After Dark. It's usually, so I don't know what time zones y'all are in, but for me, I'm PST, so I'll probably go live around like 8 or 9 my time. And if it's late for you, it's okay. Catch the replay if it's still publicly listed. If not, then just catch the next one. Thank you, Keiki says, great work, and so does Didi. I appreciate it. Thanks, ATS News. Just say when, since I'm going to have to read up on the case. Yeah, do it. Court TV has a really good episode. Yes, I have it. If you want it, Gracie, I can talk to you about that. Wednesday says I'm going to end up hiding in the bathroom at work. Okay, but don't get in trouble. Thanks, Gypsy, for being here, and ATS News. Can you give us a preview? A preview of what? Of Melly After Dark? I have a feeling you guys already know. Yeah, I'm gonna yeah, I would love to have the parents on there. They're Hispanic parents, and as you guys know, I am a Latina, so I would love to have them on here. Gonna try to work that out. Yes, Didi, I hope to see you soon. Thanks, Tipsy. Okay, well, don't, Wednesday, get to work. And I appreciate you guys for being here. Again, Mia Campos, her baby's daddy is free on bond right now, and he's being accused. Allegedly, he's responsible for their death. And we just went over the autopsy report, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you guys for being here. I always appreciate you. You know who you are, the real ones. Gracie says best always is Mo to forward and wish everyone the best. Absolutely. Great last words to leave off with. And Tipsy says, thank you for being here, everyone. Yes, thank you for being here. And I will see you guys soon. Stay tuned for the scheduled post.